Hey everyone, welcome. So I'm curious, are you looking for a place in central Kentucky? Are you looking for a place with really good value? Are you looking for a mini farm or maybe a growing community? Well, if you are in the right spot. Welcome to Life in the Bluegrass, hosted by me, Bart Daly. I'm so happy to have you here today. If this is your first time visiting, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can see the latest and greatest videos coming out about central, eastern, and southern Kentucky. For those of you who have watched videos before, thank you so much. Hit that like. Leave a comment about the video or future videos that you would like for me to put together for you. Hey, this content's all about you, it's not about me. So the purpose of the content of this video is the pros and cons about Georgetown, Kentucky. If you've seen my last video, we've highlighted 3 different properties in Georgetown. We talked about it during the map video. So today we're just going to talk about overall what's going on in Georgetown, the growth and the changes, pros and cons. I will throw this caveat out there. I went to school at Georgetown College and I already love that community, so it has a very deep passion in my heart for that community and how it's grown and how it's flourished. But yet it still kept that small town feel. So can't say enough good things about Georgetown. So let's go ahead and jump on in and let's start with our first pro. So location, location, location. Georgetown is located between 20 and 25 minutes between Lexington and Frankfort. Lexington is the second largest community in Kentucky, and Frankfort is actually the third largest. So both growing communities. Obviously in Lexington, the real estate values are a little higher than say in Georgetown, but not by much. That gap is really starting to come down. You know, in Georgetown, you might be able to get a bit more land the further out in the county that you can get than you can in Lexington. You know, it's great for new homeowners. There's a lot of very new communities that are being built there, and you can get a lot of value. And the school systems are starting to grow, but we'll get into that here in just a little bit. So, you know, if you can still drive to Lexington for a date night and be home in time to avoid paying that $18 valet fee, Georgetown might be for you, because there's some great restaurants. I'm gonna give a shout out to Rodney's. Chef Rodney has been a very old friend of mine for a long time, so I'll tag Chef Rodney in this video. Great restaurant and a great guy, and his wife is wonderful also. So let's go ahead and jump on into number 2, the variety of neighborhood styles. What is a variety of neighborhood styles? So Georgetown has a mixture of a lot of golf communities, but they also have a lot of historic downtown homes that are absolutely amazing, dating back to post-Civil War, and some of them actually are Civil War. So and the value there compared to what you would get in other communities is still very, very high. Most recently saw a beautiful Victorian for sale there for about $425,000 on an acre lot. It is in the downtown area. If you'd like to know more on that, feel free to shoot me a DM and I can send you that information. But since I was in college there, which was a very long time ago, a lot of folks have bought these homes and completely gutted and redone them. When I say gutted, I don't mean tearing down walls. I'm talking about putting in a new electrical and new HVAC to make them habitable in the 21st century here. So there's a lot of great stuff going on there. Here you can actually have a guest room and still have somewhere to store your holiday decorations and all your other junk. A lot of these older houses have basements, huge detached garages, but a lot in these neighborhoods, there's a lot of basements there, so they're not all on slabs. A lot of bang for your buck, I believe, there in the different types of communities that you can find. Now, let's talk about commute. Georgetown sits in between 2 major interstates, I-75 and I-64. From Georgetown, you're probably about 40 minutes away from Cincinnati, and you're about 40 minutes away from Louisville. Some of the major players in the Georgetown area obviously is Toyota, and it's many subs that help run that plant. For professionals, I'm seeing more and more on the medical side that have duplicate offices in Scott County, whether it be Central Baptist. I don't think UK has anything there yet, but UK has a really nice hospital, an associate hospital in Frankfort, not far away. Scott County Hospital is right there. It's easy to say that, your commute could be a hybrid. Since there's so many Lexington companies have a Georgetown office, it's close enough that you can hit that 8 a.m. meeting in Lexington without having to get up at the crack of dawn, but yet it's far enough away that your coworkers aren't going to accidentally run into you at Kroger. Which brings me actually to my next point. Georgetown still has that small town feel. It still has that small town sense of connection, but yet it still has a bigger town conveniences and perks. I'm seeing more and more restaurants, stores starting to grow, and most of the time they were just out by the interstate, but now they're coming more to the southwestern part of the city, and there's a huge new Kroger there. There's a new community there. In one of the communities, that 100 Rose Road, there's a planned community going in there with shopping, grocery, you name it. There's a gym going in there. It's all going in there. So more of this planned communities, which really benefit families and professionals alike. Also retirees. Scott County, Georgetown has a large retiree base. So looking for these communities where it's easy, hey, you can golf cart there. If you want to, is a really nice trend. You've got the big box stores, but you go downtown and you have these boutiques just coming out their ears. It's just amazing how beautiful the boutiques are. Fava's restaurant, there's another restaurant, go down there and have lunch. You'll get the small town feel and be waving at strangers and comfortable doing that. But don't forget that you may be new, but you won't be new for very long if you move into this community, because that community is just so accepting. Okay, now then, let's move on to the cons. So I've talked about small town, I've talked about it's growing, I've talked about all these things, but you're not going to find the luxury high life there. If that's what you're looking for, you'll have to, not that really Lexington has what I would call luxury high life, but you're looking to really go out, have a night on the town. That's just not going to be. Georgetown probably still rolls up the sidewalks at 10 o'clock. From entertainment and dining and luxury services, you're not going to see that in Georgetown. But maybe that's not your gig. That's okay. If your idea of a night out involves rooftop martinis and a skyline view, and you're going to need to adjust your GPS and your expectations, because you're not going to get that in Georgetown. That's not to say that you won't get it soon, because I'm sure someone's working on something. All right, the hot real estate market. Homes in the price range of, say, $350 up to $550, they're only lasting very few days, especially those in the planned golf communities, such as Cherry Blossom, Haywood. They're just not going to last very long. So you've really got to be working with an agent who can pounce quickly, or maybe talk to other agents working those areas and be able to get skinny on something that's coming in soon. You're going to see a lot of multiple offer deals. It might be a buyer's market now, as I believe I've said a couple of times already. It being a buyer's market has not really changed the dynamics in Georgetown. It's been a buyer's market there for a while. They're buying. So, Georgetown, house hunting there really is probably more like speed dating than anything else. You blink and you got to move on to the next one, or it's going to be gone. So Georgetown has done a fantastic job trying to catch up with infrastructure. These things take a while, but I will say that in the past 10 years, that place has had a complete makeover when it comes to infrastructure and when it comes to the school system. A lot of new schools, a lot of new restaurants. It's very easy to get around. I'm not seeing as much traffic. Traffic flow seems to be pretty good, but you still have those issues with infrastructure, and because this population has just blossomed quicker than you can put in infrastructure. So keep that in mind. You might want to ask the questions about what does the internet provider situation look like? Or is it fiber fed? Is it copper fed? Are you having to use coax? These are just some of the little things, All right, so our fourth one, you're not going to see a lot of big city jobs there. There are local jobs. There are a lot of professional opportunities there, but they're not as many as, say, a Lexington, Louisville, or even a Frankfort for that matter, or Cincinnati, which is just up the road. The commute is still very easy. Personally, I've enjoyed a good 30, 40-minute commute in my life because I feel like it kind of gives you time just to kind of get out of the business world mentality and into the dad and husband mentality. So just think of it as a great jumping off point, if you would. So those are the 4 pros and the 4 cons for Georgetown, Kentucky. If you have any questions about Georgetown, about what I've covered in this brief video, I'd love for you to leave a comment or send me a DM or text message me or send me an email. I'd be happy to help answer those questions. If you're in the market for a home in Georgetown, Scott County, also reach out, let me know. I'm always looking to help buyers and sellers in that market. Again, I have a passion for that market since I lived there for so long, and the community is just fantastic. So it really doesn't matter, if you're looking to buy or sell in the next 9 days or 90 days, I'm here to help you. Life in the Bluegrass is all about bringing Central Kentucky market, Eastern Kentucky market, and Southern Kentucky market to you, so you don't have to go out and find it yourself. Again, feel free to hit that like button. I need those likes, and subscribe. Love to talk to you in person, so feel free to reach out and let's chat more about Georgetown and other markets. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.